Councillor Robinson recently authored an opinion piece in the local newspaper, once again denouncing universal change rooms.
I did not denounce the universal change room. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. If you're going to speak, then please tell the truth. No, you're out of order because you're not speaking the truth. You are lying, Mr. Mayor. You're lying.
The investigation and its findings presents a challenging experience for Pickering Council as we grapple with the delicate balance between freedom of expression and the responsibilities that come with public office. Of privilege are always in order.
Perfect. So I don't think that this is very fair, where you are now disallowing me to ask questions.
So this report flows from complaints we received from Councillors Brenner, Cook, and Nagy, as well as Durham District School Board Trustee Cunningham, as well as other members of the community, between May 19th and 23rd, 2023, against Councillor Robinson in regard to her conduct on May 15th, 2023, on the steps of the Durham District School Board office. On that date, May 15th, Councillor Robinson attended a school board meeting, public school board meeting, and using a bullhorn microphone, addressed the crowd gathered outside to protest, and announced and read out loud the text of several motions, technically notices of motions, that she intended to bring to Pickering Council the following week. The motions would have the effect of restricting and removing the city's support for drag queen story time.
An adult live performance is any show, exhibition, or other presentation that is performed in front of a live audience and in whole or in part depicts or stimulates nudity, sexual contact, sexual excitement, specific sexual activities, lewd conduct, or the lewd exposure of prosthetic or imitation genitals or breasts. Definition of a child: any person aged 18 or under. Children of all ages are being exposed to these adult live performances. And whereas, to protect children and their childhood innocence from live adult performances, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the City of Pickering prohibit A person from knowingly admitting a child to an adult live performance. B, not to issue a permit or authorize a person to conduct an adult live performance who will knowingly admit a child. And C, any licensed public lodging or public food service establishment or any premises that has a beverage license who knowingly admits a child to an adult live performance, the establishment or premises is subject to having that license suspended or revoked and being fined. And then to have a copy of this motion to be sent to all through the region of Durham, to all Durham municipalities, the AMO and the FCM.
Yeah. Thank you.
Restricting and or removing flying of pride and trans flags at city premises, and other related LGBTQ plus events and activities.
And whereas by expressing no preference, the state ensures that it preserves a neutral public space that is free from discrimination and in which true freedom to believe or not to believe is enjoyed by everyone equally, given that everyone is valued equally.
Yes.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the City of Pickering create policies that 1, only federal, provincial, and municipal flags be permitted to be raised in all public spaces. 2, the poppy flag and the veterans flag to be exempted from this policy.
Yes.
And 3, a copy of this motion to be sent to the region of Durham, all Durham municipalities, the AMO, and the FCM.
Yeah. Thank you.
And removing the universal washrooms and change rooms from the city facility specifically the Chestnut Hills Recreation Center.
And whereas it should be the choice of the individual or family to choose which change room they feel most safe using. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the City of Pickering create a new policy within the Chestnut Hill Recreation Complex that permits a female the choice to use a female-only change room. It permits, number 2, a male the choice to use a male-only change room. 3, the universal change room to be inclusive to all genders and or families. And this policy to come into full force and effect immediately. And lastly, a copy of this motion to be sent to the Region of Durham, the Durham Municipalities AMR.
Yeah. Send it this way.
Despite knowing that her motions were perceived by council colleagues as homophobic and that there was no seconder, she read her motions aloud, then invited the crowd, which included non-residents of Pickering, to attend at the City of Pickering Council meeting.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. I guess my first question, hello there, Miss Integrity Commissioner. My first question is, was Councillor Brenner, Cook, or Nagy present at the DDSB board meeting on May the 15th?
Through the mayor, the report is self-explanatory, and I am not prepared to go into the details of the investigation at this time.
You can answer. I'm sure.
No, I
if
think
they were
the answer
there.
is they were here. No, they were not.
No, she never answered. She never answered. You just answered that for her.
Anyway,
No,
let's continue, please.
was school trustee Emma Cunningham present at the DDSB meeting on May the 15th in which I spoke?
Again, through the mayor, Councillor Robinson, I am not going to walk you through our investigation, who was where, who did what. The report speaks for itself. I think I've spoken in great detail of our findings. It's before council.
With all due respect, that is not in the report, and that's very important to know as to whether or not this is hearsay or double hearsay. So, you know, it's my reputation. I'm sorry, please don't roll your eyes at me. It is my reputation on the line because you are calling me transphobic and homophobic. So I would like to know, are you aware, was trustee Emma Cunningham?
The question's been posed.
She didn't answer the question.
She's indicated her findings are based on an investigation. Please go to the next question.
So, Miss Integrity Commissioner, I told you who you could speak to who asked me to bring this motion forward. And her name was Janice Frampton. She was a mayoral candidate running in the previous election. And on May the 1st, when we were sitting here in council chambers, she came up to me with another person who is here tonight and asked me to bring forward this because there was a school swim meet that was going on and it was witnessed by the coach. These two girls went into the change room, the universal change room, followed by a male member. You did not do your investigation and speak to them because you are still bringing it up, and I am up as being transphobic and homophobic for bringing forward a motion that a constituent has asked me to bring forward in which you did not properly investigate. Have you ever been to the recreation change room, Janice?
So through the mayor, as I indicated, and maybe I should take a moment to explain, we have completed the investigation. And when we finished the investigation, we provided the councillor with a complete preliminary findings report, which is effectively the entire report, less the recommendation. So the councillor has had that complete report in hand for several weeks at this point. We are not prepared to go back through every step of an investigation. The findings are before you. It is the role of the Integrity Commissioner to sift through the evidence and make the determinations and largely interpret how the facts can be understood with regard to the expectations set out in the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct is council's policy, which it has adopted for itself. That's the role of the Integrity Commissioner. That's what's before you. And for these reasons, with the greatest of respect, Mayor Ash, I don't think that the questions that Councillor Robinson is posing are questions that I would be prepared to answer this evening. I don't think they're relevant. The findings are before you.
Thank you. Councillor Brenner, do you have a motion?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wish to move a motion moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cook, that the report of the Integrity Commissioner dated October 13th, 2023, as contained in correspondence 30-23 pertaining to Councillor Lisa Robinson, be received. And 2, in accordance with the Integrity Commissioner's report recommendations, the salary remuneration paid to Councillor Robinson be suspended for a period of 60 days, 4 pay periods commencing on the next scheduled pay period.
Debate.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to call for a recorded vote, please.
That's a recorded vote would be in order. No debate. Councillor?
Ladies and gentlemen, I implore you to join me in condemning these reprehensible actions. Let us demand fairness, respect, and commitment to open dialogue from our elected officials. Together, we can ensure that our voices are heard, our concerns are addressed, and our community is governed by our true leaders of integrity. Furthermore, I want to emphasize that what is being done to me is not only unjust, but also appalling. I wouldn't wish this kind of treatment upon my worst enemy, to make them unable to provide food and shelter for their family. It is disheartening to witness the depths to which some individuals are willing to sink in order to silence and intimidate me. This level of vindictiveness and cruelty has no place in our society, let alone in our halls of the government. I denounce all of your behavior for the sake of justice, fairness, and the well-being of all. I am ashamed to be part of this council at this time.
Thank you, Councillor. Order, please. Order, please. Mr. Carpenter, it's not appropriate. The investigation and its findings presents a challenging experience for Pickering Council as we grapple with the delicate balance between freedom of expression and the responsibilities that come with public office. Regrettably, Councillor Robinson recently authored another opinion piece in a local newspaper, once again denouncing the universal change rooms, while also making a few statements which...
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, but that is also a mistruth. I did not denounce the universal change room. I said it should be inclusive of all. You can get at that newspaper clipping. So what you're saying...
I have it, thank you.
Right, so but what you're saying is wrong. What you're saying is wrong.
Order, please.
But
Order. I have the floor, please.
speak with truth.
You don't have one. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. No, you don't. Please. I know my rules. Please sit. Miss Robinson. No, you can't. Sit down, please. Please sit down. Please sit down. I'm not afraid of anything. I have the floor and I'm giving my remarks. If you want to come up here in 3 years, you get your 25 signatures, you get your $100, and you put your name on the ballot.
Sir, right there, Mr. Mayor.
Order, please. I'm not afraid. See, please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please step away from the microphone. I'm going to continue my remarks. Councillor Robinson recently authored an opinion piece in the local newspaper, once again denouncing universal change rooms.
I did not denounce the universal change room. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. If you're going to speak, then please tell the truth. No, you're out of order because you're not speaking the truth.
I've given
you are lying, Mr. Mayor. You're lying.
Well, that comment is out of order. And
That comment is out of order and I
I'm gonna
will,
warn-
and I
I'm gonna-
will take
I'm gonna
that
give you the
back.
final warning that if you don't come to order, you will not be recognized for the rest of the meeting and you will not be able to vote.
Right.
You've been warned.
How come you didn't?
You've been
rule-
warned.
Okay, just one moment though.
No.
I would
I
like to
know
take a moment of personal privilege, please, Mr. Mayor. And my personal privilege is Mayor Nagy at the last council meeting called me a liar twice and did not denounce it. But yet I say the same thing. And of course, I'm being called out of order. Where is the fairness in that as well?
Please.
Point of personal privilege. That's not how you pronounce my name. You've known me for a year.
Okay, order, please.
Ooh.
Okay, we're gonna ask you to leave the chambers tonight. We're gonna ask you to leave the chambers now, please. So we'll take a 5-minute recess so we can clear the chambers. Thank you.